You are following the Natasha Akpabio quarrel, right?
Yes.
What do you think?
It is not funny at all. I mean, it is still part of the dilemma. It's still part of the madness that we are going through in this country. I mean, how could a person like Akpabio be leader of the Senate? The Senate, even in the Roman times, Senate, that's the highest political class. It's the Senate, the most respected political class. Akpabio should be in prison.
How?
In a decent society, Akpabio should be in prison. Many people like him should be in prison. I mean, go and read what the FCC has said about him, and they never closed the case. They just silenced the FCC. You know, when there's 44 billion, 90 billion, something billion, all charges against one man, and has not been the charges have not been vacated. And you find him now, you know, going with excessive, what do you call it, people running after him, this siren blowing people. And he goes about, you know, shamelessly. He should be in prison. People like him should be in prison. He has no business being in government. He has no business being in charge of a country like Nigeria. And at the top, he's number 3 citizen, for God's sake. It makes you sad as a Nigerian, as somebody who has lived in this country for years, as somebody who has lived 88 decades in this country, to have a person like an Akpabio as president of the Senate.
Has he done well as the president of the Senate?
He has just been clowning. I can't point out what he has done, or what the Senate itself has done. I can't point out anything that they've done.
Is Natasha out to bring him down, or Akpabio is bringing himself down?
I don't know. It's because it's still part of the problem of this country. Akpabio has never been. Is a man on the ground. These are people. This ordinarily is a plebeian. Is somebody ordinarily is a nobody. People like him are people living on the mat, sleeping on the mat. But Nigerian situation, the hypocrisy, the servitude, you know, all these funny people saying Ranka did it to him. There are people making him feel that he's on top of anywhere, and making Nigerians feel that he's on top of anywhere.
Senator Natasha has accused him of sexual harassment.
Yes. Nigeria has always been a joke. So when anything like somebody accuses somebody of sexual harassment and going there, it's all part of, it's an extension of the joke. Nigeria is a joke. Nigeria is a joke. And when you are accused of something and you say you are the Senate president, you don't sit in judgment in a case that involves you. It's this extension of the joke. Natasha has a right to accuse somebody if she had grounds to accuse, and they should have listened to her rather than shut her down, and do the needful, you know, ask people to interrogate, ask people to investigate, and if they found her to be frivolous, punish her, and if they found the other man guilty, punish him. But things don't work like that in Nigeria because it's not a normal country. It's a very abnormal country, very, very abnormal. Sick.
Other sister, the one they sometimes refer to as Joy Nuni, I like to mention her name because she'll be hearing from my lawyer anytime in the next 1 week. Crime never dies. When I received a letter from the late Abakari, Chief of Staff, that the certificates were questionable and she did not do national youth service, I wrote to the NYSC. The NYSC responded, and so I quickly changed her before it became a scandal. As soon as she was changed, hell was let loose. She first said, oh, Akpabio wanted me to swear to an oath of allegiance in the villa. And then they told her that the whole villa is wired. She said, what do I say? The next thing she came and said, he tried to touch me, and I slapped him. I'm the first woman in Niger Delta to slap him. So Ruben Abati now said, is it like sexual harassment or rape She said, no, not rape. Maybe something like that. I said, what? Is it sexual harassment? She said, yes, sexual harassment. That's what you want me to pursue. So that I will go and tell the world that she was parading fake NYC certificate. Then I will tell the world that she committed perjury. She lied under oath. And yet I have 4 daughters, and I would like to protect their image. Since people have decided to go into the gutter, let's all go into the gutter. Let's bring out everything so that you see why women also have to note that their attitude will determine their altitude.
Evidence in her because of her gross misconduct in the Senate that led us to a 6-month suspension where Kogi Central will not be represented at the National Assembly, the Senate arm. So we have come to recall her back so that we can have a representative in the Senate, because as a people, we cannot afford not to have a representative in the Senate arm for another 1 year. So we are here to tell INEC to please follow the constitutional process for our recall so that our recall process can begin. That's why we're here.
Okay, so have you submitted or?
We submitted our petition. It's been received. All other documents have been received. This is the acknowledgement copy of the petition.
Is it the entire constituency or just a group of people? Under which platform are you representing?
Okay, it is a concerned Kogi youth and women.
Okay.
Yes.
And who is bankrolling this?
Talking about bankroll is a personal business. It's a personal thing. We are members of our constituents, and we are saying we don't want her anymore because you cannot afford not to have a representative. So nobody is bankrolling. Well, we are the one that voted her, and we are saying we don't want her anymore. So we're not. Nobody is bankrolling. Nobody is having any personal issue with her. It is just what it is. The game is the game.
Okay, when you say you come to submit petition,
yes, please.
Is it a process that maybe you have collected the signature already, or you're about to do that? What are the things you have done already?
Okay, thank you very much. We all know the INEC rules. You cannot submit a petition without having to go and get signatures of registered voters, and that's why we're now saying, as a people, we are recalling her back from the Senate because we have gotten what it takes to recall her back from the Senate.
Like how many number of registered voters?
We have 488,000 registered voters from Kogi Central, and as I speak to you right now, we have more than 250,000 voters that have signed for her recall.
Okay. So what was the response from INEC after the moment?
Like you know, INEC is an institutional body, and its constitution is binding them, and as such, they will have to follow due process. So they will get back to us and they will do their job.
Okay, so this is the Senator Natasha where they say they gathered 250,000 signature petition to remove her from National Assembly. This video now today as she go her hometown to go greet her people where the people come out to receive and welcome her. So apart from these people who come to support their senator, they still get extra 250,000 people under 2 days who sign petition to remove her from National Assembly. Meanwhile, the vote where carry Senator Natasha go Senate, according to tribunal, was about 54,073 votes. So, chai, Nigeria, APC magic. What APC cannot do does not exist. Nigeria is an open crime scene. We have allowed criminals to overrun this asylum. And if Nigerians cannot wake up and speak up for what is true and to stand for justice, all of us will eventually become victims of this brazen criminality where we they watch the unfold. So, Nigerian leaders, shame on you. Shame on you, Nigerian politicians. Shame on you, opposition lawmakers in the National Assembly, for deciding to sell your consciences and becoming a part of a cult instead of a parliament to speak up for the Nigerian people and to stand in solidarity with one of your own in the face of oppression. If you are too afraid to speak up, what of ordinary people like us who are defenseless? What exactly is the crime of Senator Natasha? In a Senate of 109 senators, only 4 women. And one of those women, they go through all the victimization when Natasha, they go through. So, what exactly is her offense? Una says she disobeyed standing orders in the Senate. You suspended her for 6 months without allowance and salary. You remove and withdraw her security. Senate president said if you stop to be a senator, you should stop to enjoy your security. If not for intervention of other senators, you want to stop salary of her staff. You throw out her petition from the Committee of Ethics, which of course was an unfortunate committee that would never have brought anything good for Senator Natasha. You begin a criminal kangaroo recall of the senator, and today when she talks, says she won't go visit her people, the governor of Kogi State come out with ban on public gathering and to stop convoy movement for Kogi State just because Natasha says she wants to go and visit her people. This is a bunch of cowards trying to silence a woman from being able to represent and speak up for her people. Shame on you, Nigerian politicians. Every institution of government have been weaponized and politicized. Anybody that speaks up, you become the target. Any voice of dissent, you become the criminal. Benue State that they run today, herdsmen don't they pursue, they kill people there. Complete silence from the politicians. But to victimize a woman, at the end, you will make a hero out of the situation. And INEC is in the center of this criminality. Because anywhere you see political instability, you go see the hand of our Nigerian judiciary and INEC actively playing. These institutions, they don't weaponize them against the Nigerian people with law enforcement. So the people will bring petition to remove Senator Natasha. They say the INEC reply them, say they no carry phone number and address. They go back, go bring that one. So INEC is the one guiding the people on how to bring the petition to recall a legitimately elected senator. Now, according to their own investigation, the address is unverified and the group itself is not registered. But INEC never respond to tell them, say it is a ghost and kangaroo group trying to remove a senator from the Senate. Nigerian politicians. I feel terrible for Nigeria and even for Kogi people. Nigerians, we must speak up against injustice because all of us are potential victims. And Senator Natasha have become a symbol of oppression and victimization. But I thank God for her because all her political life now struggle, now battle. Even for her to go to Senate, you know how the thing happen now. The powers that be in Kogi, nothing where they no do. They divide road so that INEC materials no go fit go. But if God is with you and your people are with you, whatever God say you will be, you go become. Nigerian politicians, power is transient. If you don't leave power, power will leave you. You cannot be in power forever. And a generation of young Nigerian leaders will rise up in this country and will succeed where you bunch of failures have failed woefully. What is this oppression and victimization? Nigerian youth, we must begin to put our words into action. Oh. This 30 days rant, by tomorrow meet, I go begin to do other videos directed at the institutions where we're supposed to talk to. Because if you do 30 days rant without action and plan, it is noise making. It must be backed up with 30 days action. The real institution that is fashioned against Nigeria na INEC. And this 30 days run must even be converted to 30 days reform INEC and electoral system. If not, by 2027, it will be corruption on steroids. It will be criminality and Armageddon. How will you hold them accountable? Anything where they want to, they go do because they know that they can rig themselves back into power. That is where we must put our focus on INEC. May God help the people of Nigeria. The people of Kogi, I thank you now for coming out to show solidarity and standing with one of your own. Because it is not a crime for you to speak up in Nigeria. For those of us where we come to demand for good government, you think that we are your own victims. No. Planning to harm us is a waste of plan. Me, Peter, for Nigeria, this Nigeria, I know die here. I live here. The truth that I know is what I will speak. And may that truth set us free. So if you think that we are your problem, shame on you, Nigerian politicians. What a display of cowardice. May God help Nigerians to get the wisdom and courage to do what is necessary in our collective best interest. If not, as you they look, tomorrow it happened to this one, today it happened to this one, next tomorrow if it be your turn. May Nigeria not happen to you before you decide to speak up for justice and equity. God bless.